Running season.
Spring season, man.
Bro, you shot the video in Berlin. In Germany, not Berlin,
Yeah,
was
yeah,
it?
yeah. It was shot in Berlin.
Why? Why Berlin? And whoa.
To be honest, it was not been part of the plan. Like frankly speaking, the way it happened or the way it came together, it was just, I would say, coincidence that we ended up going to Berlin to shoot the video. Because initially I knew that I wanted to shoot a video for the song.
So the track was done already.
Exactly. The track was done, like, I would say months before the shoot, you know, a decent time actually. But then I knew I wanted to shoot the video, but I had nowhere in mind that I would actually go to Berlin to shoot the video. And it just happened because when I got the contact details of the director, like the guy who shot the video, I got his contact details from Nader actually, and he sent it to me on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
And I was seeing like the stuff that he's been putting out and his videos, and I was like, Saraha, yani, okay, I think I would consider reaching out to this guy and see what we could do here.
Okay.
And as we started talking, he was telling me that he's based in Berlin, and I was watching his previous stuff, and he was moving from like one city to a different city in Europe. Like. But I was like, okay, this guy, I think it's worth maybe seeing how I can work with him on this specific song. But the Berlin thing came like one of my cousins wanted to go to Berlin for holiday, and me and him talked about going for holiday together. I'm sure you know what it is. So we talked about going on holiday for a while, and he just mentioned Berlin because he knew someone that's there. After that, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm like, you're talking about going on holiday to Berlin, and I was just talking to this guy for a music video.
Okay.
And it happened, you know. 2 birds, 1 stone, video, holiday at the same time, and we made it happen.
He came up with the ideas for the video? Or?
No. I came up with the idea.
Oh, okay.
I came up with the idea, but he executed it. Like, I told him, listen, it's your city. You know, I don't know anything about Berlin. I've been to Germany, but I haven't been to Berlin.
But you had a couple of things already in mind.
Exactly. Like, I knew, like, the track speaks for itself. Like, you know, like, on a sprint, like I'm Usain Bolt. So I knew that I wanted a stadium, I wanted runners, and I wanted, like, the video to have this sort of like an athlete feel, yeah. You know, like, when someone watches the video, they're like, okay, we know
You had the stadium already in mind.
Exactly. I had the stadium in mind, and I knew I wanted runners, and I knew that I wanted something like sports related, because I was like, everyone. Exactly. I was like, you know what? Let's have it a different sort of like when someone sees the video, let's have it, you know, someone that at least when they watch it, okay, they're like, fine, this is something.
Because I mean,
it's an uplifting.
The video is
record
definitely uplifting.
Yeah.
Like the beat, the lyrics, the delivery, the video, everything.
Thanks for that.
Was all. Yani, sometimes a topic could be one thing, but you know maybe the beat doesn't match it much.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
That delivery maybe, you know, but this one everything. Yani, it was on point. But my question is, like, how did you guys get all those runners on the stadium? Like, it was like.
Well, those guys, to be honest, I don't know those guys. You know, I don't know those guys. I've obviously never met them. Never.
So how did you guys arrange
the guy, like the guy that shot the video, the director actually, that I reached out to, I told him, I was like, listen, Daniel, his name is Daniel. I was like, can we get runners in the video? And he's like, okay, I can work on that, but you know, nothing is guaranteed. And he said he'll get back to me, and then after that, he's like, you know what? I've got good news for you. I've already mentioned to the runners, because I think he knew 1 or 2 of them.
Okay.
And it's like a camp that they have. It's like a community called the Berlin Braves. Yeah, or Braves Berlin, I think.
Okay.
And he was like, they're down to be in the video. You know, they don't mind participating. The only condition is that it's not like they're gonna, you know, plan to be in the video and pull some stunts for them. No. They're there to work out.
Because they didn't want to get interrupted.
Not at all. Like there was a Berlin marathon a week happening after the video.
Okay.
So everything just worked perfectly, bro. You know, like from the date I was getting there, he's like, Berlin Marathon is taking place a week after. So these guys will be training. They'll be preparing for the full marathon or half marathon or whatever.
I always believe, it's crazy. I always believe that, if you just be ready, there are a lot of opportunities out there.
Absolutely.
Like you had this track ready.
Yeah.
And it just happened to be, right, that these runners are preparing for the marathon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and you were there at that time.
I didn't expect it, and I remember it was like end of March, and the marathon was like first week of April. So he was like, you know what? It's just at the right time. These guys are actually preparing for the marathon. They don't mind being part of the video. So all you need to do is come. We will do what we need to do, and we will just take some shots of them, just like random shots, jogging or warming up or whatever. And I was like, "Khalas, this is it, yeah."
Why did you find it professional?
Because okay, it's not the first time I shoot a video, but I never witnessed a meeting like the way we had, and the way they had the script in place, and there was an agenda, and someone had a point, and he was like, "Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Day one, we're gonna." And I was like, "What am I in a classroom or something?" I was like,
proper workshop.
Like this is something real. Like and I was amazed. I'm just sitting down watching these guys presenting, and I'm like, okay. Then it's like, so day 2 we start from here. Let's try not to be late. We have from this time to this time. We need to be at the stadium before this time because right now it's the season. It gets dark early. And I was like, okay, so these guys really know what they're doing, and they were passionate about it.
Nice.
Which was that's the interesting part. It was not just they want to shoot it for the sake of business and that's it. No, they were passionate about it, and they were like, obviously they had the record before that, and I had to send them the lyrics and the content and everything, and they really liked the song. They're like, okay, this is a crazy song, and I'm glad that we're gonna be part of this, part of the process of shooting the video and all that. And that was it. So I just told them that how I want the scenes and where and when, and I'll give them, like, they executed.
So walk me through the first day of the shoot.
Okay, so I obviously got there a few days before the actual shoot.
Yeah.
And the first day of the shoot, we went to, like, if you see verse 1, like we're at this like a basketball court.
Yeah.
And there's a huge graffiti sign, like a basketball graffiti sign in the back.
Yeah,
that was
really cool.
Yeah, and he sent me that before me coming, actually. It's a park, actually.
Okay.
So that's the first scene. We went there, and we spent like 2 hours, the most I'd say, just in that scene, like shooting, because we knew that was going to be the first scene, solo shoots, and that's it. And then we had to rush, and obviously, Berlin being
you told me something that something about the open air gallery.
Yeah, the open air gallery. That's like the longest gallery in the world, man.
Was that the place?
East Side Gallery. That's not. No, it's a different place.
Okay.
So East Side Gallery was day 2. So day 1, once we were done in the park.
Okay, so basketball scene.
Yes, we were done there, and then we moved to the.
That was like what, in the morning or what?
No. That was after lunch.
Okay.
Like we had a quick lunch and we met there, and we got the shoot done. Then we took a cab and we went to the stadium. Now that was I would say the hard work, at least for me. Trust me, it was freezing. It was like 4 degrees. These guys, I mean, they're okay with 4 degrees, but for me, I was like, no. And when we got there, I just remember I was
cold.
Like, it was very cold.
Freezing.
And apart from that, I was like, I want this to finish. Like, when you're in that scene and I'm like, okay, what now? What? And we just spent hours because we had to get footage of the runners, and then we had to do some different solo shoots. I had to sprint. I'm sure you saw that part.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, you're actually working out.
Slowest sprinting. I had to sprint at one part, and I had to do that like at least 5-6 times. Funny enough.
Nice.
Believe it or not,
Really nice.
and as soon as I was like sprint, I'm like, okay, it's like, no, I think we need to do one more. I'm like, what do you mean one more? It's like, no, there was something that was not, clear about the whole, that specific, footage.
So overall, it was a great outcome. I would say.
Yeah. It was fantastic, bro. Like I said, the only thing that was missing was just like if you guys were around, like your surroundings. I'll say that it makes a huge difference. Like, and that's one thing I remember when I got back. That's one thing that I realized. I was like, if you just have your crowd, like your circle,
it affects the energy.
It plays a big role.
But hey, sometimes you just
It's true.
do what the man's gotta do.
Absolutely,
you went ahead.
Yeah.
You took advantage.
And I was telling like a few people that I came across, I was like, the way, because a lot of people came up, they're like, how did it happen? And when did you go? And how did you put things together? And I was like, it was just a matter of great communication, with me and the guy that actually planned the whole video. We just spoke and we, got together a few times, exchanged emails, ideas, and alhamdulillah, the rest was history,
Definitely, I would say definitely was worth it.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, man. I'm glad.
So the track is out now.
Yeah, track is out on all major platforms. It's streaming everywhere as we speak.
Spotify.
And Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, and Rami. And we're just running it up. Try to promote it as much as possible because I think. I spent time with the song, like from the time we recorded to the time we actually shot the video. It was a great process and the energy was perfect. So now we just need to kind of like keep pushing,
Definitely it's going straight to my gym playlist. So.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah.
You told me that. I was telling most of the guys that go work out, I was like, I hope this record, kind of like plays a role, gives you that energy,
Get your shoes and start running.
تحمس في الجيم يعني شوية,
Yeah, especially with the Olympics now.
Absolutely.
Probably we can, go back into running and we might run for Olympics.
Hey, who knows, man? We're still young.
Still young?
We're still young, young at heart at least, yeah. No, but alhamdulillah, man. We just. I'm glad we had this conversation, man. And I think right now it's just what's important is just to focus and making sure that this impacts, I'd say, the community and all that, as far as working out, as far as as far as just pushing to the next.